Good day everyone, I am Michael, moderator for this webinar. I welcome everyone for today's webinar, which is Building Your Company FDA FSMA Preventive Control Food Safety Plan. I would now like to introduce our presenter for today, Dr. John Rand. Dr. John Rand is the president of randsystems.com and holds a PhD in research and statistical methods. For more than 25 years, he has implemented quality control systems for international corporations in the United States and around the world. I would now like to hand the floor to the speaker. Over to you, John.
Thank you, Michael, and welcome everyone. Today we're going to spend about an hour talking about building the company FDA FSMA Preventive Control Food Safety Plan. This plan is required by the FDA. That's food contamination. So the idea behind food safety planning is to get control of this stuff before it gets to you. So the slide's a good illustration of how contaminants spread. Now, if we look at overall FDA system costs, we have inspections, audits, training costs, documentation. One of the big parts of the FSMA is preventive controls, good manufacturing practices, agricultural practices, food defense, foreign supplier verification, economically motivated adulteration, intentional adulteration. Those are all different pieces to the overall FSMA plan. FSMA requires a written food safety plan that includes your hazard analysis, preventive controls, how you're going to monitor and do corrective action, verification and validation, and a recall plan. As in all planning, the plan has to be signed, reviewed, and updated by the owner, operator, or person in charge of the facility. Foreign inspections are designed to identify potential food safety problems before products arrive in the U.S. When it comes to any kind of systems approach that we're talking about today, your company has to have a policy, a written policy. This policy and planning and procedures, again, goes back to the leadership. And so in order to control processes, you have to define them properly. It's done by listing them, flowchart them. I'm going to go through that. Assign each process step an operation number, using specifications to define defect possibilities and codes for each operation. Determine how you're going to inspect and collect data, who's going to collect the data, and then get the forms, etc., all ready for collecting that data. Sit down and analyze the results, and you redo that over and over again, as you know. So to start off, we want food safety and quality objectives for our system. And on the food safety end, we want to prevent biological. Let's look at this strategy for planning. So the spreadsheet, I look at inputs, process, and outputs. Let's talk about flowchart symbols for a minute. This is an input-output symbol. A regular process step is just a rectangle, and a decision, yes, no, pass, fail, is a diamond. So we use lines and pointers to show the flow of the process. And when we work on more than one page, we have a connector. Here's a picture of that and talk about the food safety plan builder that the FDA provides. Now, just a few quick notes on training and personnel. Adequate supervisory people are required. You can't go to work when you're ill, have open lesions or boils, etc. You have to conform to hygienic practices, maintain a clean and sanitary condition. Storage toxic materials must be in accordance with those rules. So if you're using toxic materials, they got to be stored and cataloged properly. And make sure all contact surfaces for food are clean. Accessible toilet facilities for your people and hand washing facilities. Make sure you get rid of all your trash, etc., stored and disposed. And then your lines, seams of any food contact surfaces, especially at harvest, must be smoothly bonded. If you go through PCQI training, they're going to give you different forms to do your hazard analysis, and et cetera, et cetera. I'm going to go real quick through food defense. Now, food defense means protecting food against intentional adulteration. Someone could want to make money off or cause you financial damage that's economically motivated, and it might just be basic terrorism. You have to protect your operation from this potential intentional adulteration. So actionable process step, and then this becomes your overall food defense plan. And you have to monitor your plan and verify that your plan is in place. So here are the rules. Domestic and foreign facilities to address vulnerable processes in their operations to prevent acts of food supply intended to cause large-scale public harm. You have to prevent the attack. They call that mitigation. So we're talking terrorism and sabotage here. Liability enforcement for failing to prevent protection against the intentional adulteration of food. The FDA looks at some vulnerabilities, specific bulk liquid receiving and loading. So you have to look at manufacturing process, packing and holding, and you define and implement a written food defense plan for each. Train your people, keep records. The compliant dates are long gone, right? So this is 2023 now. So on-farm manufacturing process, packing or holding by smaller, very small businesses of certain foods identified as having low risk production process are exempt. Okay, that's the end of our session today. I know we went fast through food defense. All right, thanks for attending, folks. And so wish you luck with that. Once again, thanks for attending. Hope to see you again.
Thank you.
Thank you, John. So that does conclude the session for today. Thank you everyone for participating. Hope you have learned and enjoyed the presentation. You may all disconnect now. Have a great day ahead. Bye-bye.